kill. Triple kill.
Halo. The best experience I've had in a while when it comes to video games. I've never ran into a video game, started playing it, and had fun immediately, even if I was getting my shit kicked in. This is a bit of an odd start. Let's rewind maybe weeks ago. Around the time I was still playing Call of Duty. At this point, I'm not afraid to admit it, Call of Duty is no longer fun. Warzone is a complete shit show. Now it's more of a shit show than ever. Black Ops Cold War still has a performance-based matchmaking in the casual playlists, making it that it's not fun and hard to get by, not only just for the hardcore, but casual fans as well. And the only fun factor in Black Ops Cold War is zombies. I'll explain why later on. Around that time, a man by the name of Russian Badger uploaded a video on his thoughts of Halo Reach. Now, if you somehow don't know who the Russian Badger is, he is a content creator on YouTube who is well known in the shitposting community. Basically, he leaves his experiences with certain video games on his YouTube channel. It's either a one-off or he has a big old series of experiences from different video games. However, one of his more recent videos, called Armor Lock was about his thoughts on Halo Reach. I've heard some bits and pieces about the campaign, hearing that it's good, but when it got to the multiplayer, that's when I got hooked on the Halo. I don't know what exactly he said off the top of my head, but pretty much he said this. Everyone started with the same weapon. Everyone can pick up any weapon that's laid around on the battlefield. And the only reason why you'd lose a gunfight is because you're just bad at the game, which immediately got me hooked. See, the reason why COD isn't so much fun anymore is because, mainly to blame Modern Warfare 2019. Because of the gunsmith that was introduced, there are so many attachments and just so many guns that make it overpowered for the game to even be fun. The reason why it's not fun is because you didn't get played by some dude who was just more skillful than you, but you got beaten by a kid who literally has no idea how to get good, so he just uses the most abusive meta that's currently in the game thus far. You can legit get a 3-year-old, give it a controller, and tell them what the best loadout is. Next thing you know, he drops a 20 bomb. How is that fun? Along with the skill-based matchmaking, when you legit run into those players all the time because you did slightly good in the previous game, yeah, I'm good. Basically, you have to put yourself through several grind experience. You have to grind your way to get to that fun in the first place. And because of all the other factors that just make it not fun, you're pretty much just suffering. Like I said, zombies is the only fun factor in Cold War. Specifically because, well, zombies don't abuse the current meta. But with Halo, there is no meta. You could just have a weapon and just mess people up. There's barely any customization, and basically the only customizations in Halo Reach is just the armor abilities, such as Sprint and Armor Lock. That's why it's so much fun, because I know that I got beaten by someone who was better than me, or just played smarter. Like legit, if I had a shotgun, I would easily win a gunfight in close quarters, unless that dude threw a nade, in which case we're both toast. And if someone killed me with a sniper rifle and I had an assault rifle, which pretty much is pretty bad at long range, let alone medium range, I do get salty when I get beaten by someone who's better than me, but I'm willing to admit that I'm bad because, well, I'm bad. Those players are just better than me, and I come to terms with that pretty quickly. Unlike some players in COD where they legit have a maxed out MP5 with several attachments that make it not fun at all and pretty OP. I know that I'm getting beaten by players who are better than me rather than some scumbag and still beat me because he has an MP5. That's why Halo is so much fun. Although, there is one thing I have a problem with. I've had so much fun within the first 2 multiplayer matches than I ever anticipated, really. Although, I got banned for a little bit. Okay, can we roll the clip on how that happened? Yeah, I got banned for that. I got shot by my own teammates in a game of Reach, and I thought, well, the leave button's right there. How funny would it be if I just left? I left as a joke, and it was my first ever time actually leaving a game mid-game session, and I still got banned for it. Granted, it was probably 12 hours, and by the time you're watching this video, that ban's already been lifted, but I'm still mad about it. So yeah, that's why I think Halo's better than COD. There's literally barely any customization, and because of the massive amounts of games that literally say they need customization, they just make it not fun in the end. I understand that there are games out there, such as Halo, specifically Master Chief Collection, that have cosmetics that weren't in the original game, or if they were, they added new ones, or they just, added a battle pass system, which is fine, As long as it doesn't change the game, I much prefer have a battle pass and store system rather than, customizations. Which is why I'm happy for Halo Infinite. Although I've heard stories from my friends that have played Halo, and specifically this friend had grinded so much out of the game. He did every challenge, gotten every reward, and apparently it all got locked into the battle pass system they introduced so late, which, yes, that is very frustrating. I completely understand that. That is something to be reasonably mad about. Which is why when Halo Infinite releases, I'm just hoping their battle pass system gets released at the very least a week sooner. As soon as the game comes out, the battle pass should come out no more than a week later. That's all I asked for. So yeah, that's why I'm excited for Halo Infinite and why Halo's better than Call of Duty. I've been a COD fan for a while and pretty much just haven't had that much fun in a while. Call of Duty is at a state where it's no longer fun, and because of the recent allegations, quote unquote, that Activision is suffering, I can't look at the game without thinking about it. Although that's kind of a personal problem than just an everyone problem. I think I'm the only one that is experiencing that type of thing. Maybe you aren't, but you can always separate the game from the creator, or rather the publisher, because Treyarch pretty much had nothing to do with that, let alone literally any other company that worked on Call of Duty aside from Activision. I did see a tweet from Charlie Intel about the whole thing where the head of Activision was like, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do things for the better, and we're gonna just, here's the things that we're gonna do to make it a better work environment, and list a bunch of things, specifically 5 things if I remember correctly. Editing me would probably prove me wrong or not, but still, it's just, knowing Activision, yeah, that's definitely not the case. That is definitely not the case. I mean, you can say as much as you want, and knowing Activision, they probably won't follow through. And before I continue, if they do follow through and they prove me wrong, sorry I said anything. But even if they do follow through or not, I'm already having much more fun with Halo, and I'm starting a whole new game, Wolfenstein. My friends have convinced me to play Wolfenstein as well, because it's by Bethesda and id, I believe. And apparently it has some odd connections to the Doomslayer, which I'm a big fan of Doom, by the way. So it just makes sense to play Wolfenstein. And I gotta say, it's pretty fun so far. So by the time the new COD comes out, I'm probably already gone because Halo Infinite is out, along with Battlefield 2042. Unless, of course, Call of Duty Vanguard is what they claim to be, a fan favorite thing, and they actually come back, per se. I'm not gonna come back otherwise. They've lost me at Black Ops Cold War. If they can somehow reel me back in with Call of Duty Vanguard, then I'm fine with that. But if they don't, well then, bye.
Engaged by Covenant air patrols, and I'm having a tough time shaking them. You'll be better off finding your own ride. Sorry.
Acknowledged, Foehammer. Cortana out.
Air support is cut off, Captain.